There are two parts to the Octopus Group. The first part is a fund management division that we've been building for the past 2 decades that is active in renewable energy, in real estate, and in venture capital. The other part to our group is Octopus Energy, an energy supply business we set up 5-6 years ago that today is active in around 13 countries around the world with about 3 million customers. We're sponsoring this competition in collaboration with DIT because we really care about innovation and entrepreneurship. In the 22 years since we set up our business, we've seen that very directly ourselves. We've seen the power of starting a company, trying to tackle the big challenges facing the world. Our mission is very simple. We want to invest in the people and the ideas that will help change the world for the better. Now, this Green Builder competition very much shines a light on companies that are playing their part in making a difference. They've got big ambitions and plans. They're really exciting companies. It's where sustainability, net zero, and entrepreneurship comes together. And it's great to be able to celebrate these fantastic companies with you today. I think there's also a very strong alignment between these companies and the ambitions of the UK government. There is that need to build a path towards renewables and to scale up the renewables sector as quickly as possible. There's a new UK government strategic energy plan on the way, out probably in the next few weeks, for which we think renewables has a really important part to play. The government has its 10-point plan about its own journey to net zero. And as you'll hear, many of these companies have a role to play in achieving that. At Octopus, we're also looking forward to working very closely with the UAE in the months and years ahead. We think there's a fantastic opportunity to partner with organizations here, particularly with COP28 on the horizon, a very exciting time for this part of the world. But I think with no further ado, I should hand over to the companies themselves so you can hear directly from them. And the first speaker is going to be Joe Parker-Swift from Solivus. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. It's really exciting to be here today. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you, and particularly to the UK Department of International Trade and Octopus as well. Thank you very much for organising this for us. My name's Joe Parker-Swift. I'm the CEO of Solivus. We are thin film solar specialists, and we install thin film solar on large commercial buildings and it has low embedded carbon. And we also create ground-mounted solutions using this thin film technology, one of which you can see on the screen here today, our first product, our Solivus Arc, which generates more energy in a small area of ground space. I wonder if you've ever seen large commercial buildings like this and wondered why they don't have solar on the top. Well, many of these buildings, in the UK cannot take the weight of conventional solar. If you put conventional solar on those, in many instances, wind will take the roof off, or the structure of the building won't be able to take the weight of the solar. But these buildings are assets that can generate energy, megawatts of energy, and we're putting thin film solar on these buildings. In the UK, a lot of people don't wish to put solar on their roofs because they don't like the look of it. They can't take it with them when they move, and we have problems getting scaffolding up to people's homes and such like. So this is a ground mount solution for the home in the UK. It's got very low embedded carbon. It generates more energy in a small area of ground space and enables people to contribute to charging their cars and powering their homes. So we have integrated solutions with companies that we collaborate with. It always starts with a thin film solar. So we have Cotswolds Airport, which is the largest private airport in Europe, and we're putting thin film solar on the aircraft hangars there that can't take the weight of conventional solar. This is going into an electrolyzer, which is an electrolyzer provided by Octopus Energy, and this creates hydrogen on-site, green hydrogen on-site, that's going into an electric plane and decarbonising flying a plane with hydrogen. And then we're then talking about setting up similar things in other airports, creating flight paths. We're talking to housing developers about lots of our Solivus Arcs and our good-looking thin film solar on roofs. And for large commercial buildings, we're helping people decarbonise their fleet. This is a stadium where we've installed, and this is our vision to really contribute towards the energy transition by saving our clients money, enabling them to decarbonise their properties. This is a very large market. In the UK, there's 2.5 billion square metres of south-facing roof, and only 5% of these currently have solar. So our market alone in the UK is about 5 or 6 billion, and we intend to explore globally as well. In the Middle East, for example, our thin film solar is particularly suited to hot climates, and it can cope with sand abrasion as well. So the three things I mentioned: we decarbonise buildings, save people money, and you can see there's a case study on here. So this is one building. They're so big, you can fit 7 megawatts on this building. It costs 8.5 million to install the solar, but this customer would save £45 million. We have a very large pipeline of opportunities through our clients, and this is really just because we've got a small number of clients that own a large number of properties. So we're looking for investment. We've already raised £5 million, and we're looking for 2.5 to 5 million to expand our rapidly growing team. We need as many people as possible to meet demand and to invest in our product development. Our plans are to have 10 million revenue this year, 50 million next year, and 100 million the following year, where we will start to explore exit routes. Our team has grown enormously in the last year, and I'm really proud of them. It's an awesome team. We have a number of products in the pipeline that we can develop going forward, ground-mounted products. And for the last slide here, you can see these are examples of our installations. In the UK, we have a number of historic buildings that you don't want to spoil with solar. So there's an installation on our historic building to keep it looking nice, a smooth roof where we just stick it on, adhere the thin film solar to the roof, and here a sports stadium where we have an IP for a backing sheet to put it on the stadium. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Ian Mackenzie. I'm founder and CEO of Trojan Energy. So around the world, about 30% of cars park curbside overnight and not on a drive. So that's about 10 million cars in the UK, about 1 million here in the UAE, about 120 million in Europe, and about 400 million worldwide. And the challenge is, how do we get these cars, as they move to electric vehicles, how do we charge them up without cluttering our streets with lots of ugly on-street charging posts? And this is the solution that we've come up with. So essentially, what we've designed is a charge point that gets embedded into the pavement, is flat and flush with the pavement, allowing users to, whenever they want to charge, they have a charging lance, which you'll see in a sec, which they can offer up to the charge point. It recognizes one of our lances, unlocks, allows them to insert where it locks in place, they plug into their car, and they can charge at up to 22 kilowatts and charge these vehicles quite fast. And when they want to finish charging, they simply use their own car keys and unlock their own car, and that same signal we can use to take the lance out of the street. And it leaves the street completely clear of clutter, which is super important to actually keep our streets beautiful in all these cities. So we've got a number of, well, I should say it's about 50% of the price of traditional on-street charging, much faster, and it's a scalable solution for cities to allow lots and lots of charging points to go into cities. So we've got a number of technologies that complement it. We've got the Baywatch technology, which has sensors that look down on the street and send signals and push notifications out to EV owners to say, there's a charge space available for your car that you can come and get charged. And that way we can drive utilization up on the charge points. And then finally, for some streets that are not so busy, we have individual charge points that tie back into people's homes so that they can get charged up and actually take advantage of those low-cost overnight tariffs. So where are we as a business? Well, our team has been growing. We're up to 18 people now. We'll be 40 by the end of the year, and continue to expand. We expect to be about 100 by this time next year. In terms of the market opportunity we've been through, current deployments, we're putting about 175 charge points into London at the moment, and we'll be about 1,000 charge points by the end of the year. We have the patent on flat and flush charging, And we've globalized this in several regions around the world. And we also have intellectual property on several other parts of our intellectual property portfolio. In terms of funding, at the moment, we're raising a convertible loan note around about 10 million, and we plan to do our Series A next year, where we look to raise about 25 million pounds. In terms of our revenue growth, we're going to do about 5 million this year, and we're looking to do about 40 million next year, and then growing on strongly from there. The opportunity is a massive opportunity in this space, and the on-street charging market is one of those last unsolved puzzles of the EV charging business. If you have any questions, I'll be around afterwards, and I'd be happy to take them. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Julie, co-founder and CEO of the Cheeky Panda. We are a tissue and hygiene products disruptor. The business was co-founded by my partner, Chris, and myself, with our baby Leo in mind. We want Leo to grow up in an eco-friendly world using natural products that's kind to his skin as well as the environment. We are multi-award winning. We have won over 20 awards. Products are sold in over 25 markets. Climate change is a big issue facing our climate at the moment. CO2 is the largest contributor to global warming. Trees are being cut down for things like toilet paper, causing deforestation. Our water and riverways are increasingly polluted by plastic. Our solution is bamboo, simply because it's the world's fastest growing plant. It grows 30 times faster than trees. It absorbs 35% more carbon and releases 30% more oxygen. It's a grass. Once it's harvested, it grows back from its own root, require no fertilization or replantation. Our products including toilet paper, facial tissue, kitchen roll. We also have baby wipes, baby nappy, as well as facial cleansing wipes and antibacterial wipes. We also offer toilet jumbo rolls to businesses and bamboo paper straws to restaurants, to these businesses who are looking for low carbon, high quality, sustainable solutions. Our products are ultra sustainable, carbon balanced, and plastic free. We use 100% FSC certified bamboo. 1 ton of Cheeky Panda toilet paper can remove 20 tons of carbon from the atmosphere. 1 ton of Cheeky Panda toilet roll saves 240 trees and 1132 kilograms of plastic. Our products are FSC, vegan, and cruelty certified. We are a certified B Corp, as well as certified ethnic minority business. We work with charity The Warland Trust, and our products are dermatologically tested by SGS. In just under 6 years, we have gained retailer listings worldwide. We work with premium retailers such as Waitrose, Holland & Barrett, W.H. Smith, Boots, Whole Foods Markets in the UK. We also work with Alnatura in Germany, Monoprix in France, Eco Plaza in Netherlands. We also work with online retailers such as Amazon, GoPuff, Weezy, as well as business distributors such as Bunzo and Lyrical. Today, we have saved 8,000 kilograms of plastic. We have removed 18,000 tons of carbon from the atmosphere, and we have saved 230,000 trees. Our goal is to save 1.1 million trees by 2025. Our vision is to build the Cheeky Panda brand to be a signpost for 21st century sustainability. These are some examples of our products sale in supermarkets worldwide, such as Carrefour in China, Whole Foods Market, Whole Foods Merchant in Australia, Whole Foods Market in London, and Boots in London. And you can also buy our products in the UAE market as well, in retailers such as Carrefour, Choice Arms, Amazon, and Mum's World Online. Thank you very much. We are looking for potential business or retail clients, as well as potential investors. Thank you very much.
We are at the forefront of one of the most consequential changes in our food system. Cultivated meat is meat grown directly from cells in bioreactors without the need to raise animals. The promise is going to be massive. We can eradicate animal welfare issues, we can improve human health, and we can reduce the environmental footprint of food production. More importantly, for the Middle East can not only become a meat producer for themselves, they can actually have the opportunity to become a meat exporter for the world with your low-cost energy. At Rossland Technologies, we deliver the foundational ingredient for this sector. And my name is Ernst van Norsouw, and I'm leading Rossland Technologies. Cultivated meat was invented in 2013 in the Netherlands, where the first doctor made a hamburger grown from cells in a petri dish. That cost $300,000. Fast forward to 2022, there's now 150 companies focused on this. More than $3 billion have been put into this business, and large producers in meat are stepping into the sector. To make cultivated meat viable, it needs to be safe, nutritious, and affordable. And to achieve that, the costs need to come down, and billions of dollars of capital are needed. Making cultivated meat requires 4 capabilities. You start with the cells, you add media, which is the nutritional solution to have the cells grow, you add a scaffold for texture, and you put it all in a bioreactor, and you feed it with low-cost energy. Cells are the starting material for this process, and they impact each step of the production process, and impact in total 70% of the cost base. The cells that you need to grow fast, efficiently, and need to deliver great meat. And that's where we at Rossland Technologies come in. Rossland Technologies is a biotech company backed by the University of Edinburgh in Scotland. We are based at Rossland Institute, that was primarily famous from the invention of Dolly the sheep back in 1996. She was the first mammal that was cloned from an animal cell, and this was a major scientific breakthrough. Today, we are once again at the forefront of stem cell innovation. We can produce cells that form the foundation of sausages in the United States, chicken nuggets in Europe, and lamb kebabs in the Middle East. All this meat will be made without slaughtering animals and with a positive impact on the environment. So what do we do at Rossland Technologies? We focus on pluripotent stem cells. We can take cells from an animal, we can reprogram those cells to become pluripotent stem cells, which means they self-renew forever and can differentiate into any tissue, including muscle and fat. Each cell can produce millions of tons of meat. And let me illustrate that. Our cells, they double every 24 hours. If I start with 1 cell on day 1, I have 2 on day 2, I have 4 on day 3. After 42 days, I have enough cells to fill a bottle. And after 63 days, I have enough cells to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Wait 1 more day, and I have 2 swimming pools. We make our cells available to producers globally, whether they're large or small, beef or chicken or lamb, whether they're in rich nations or developing nations. We want to empower cultivated meat producers to make the most sustainable meat. Whether it's dumplings in Asia, the chicken nuggets that we made in our lab in Rossland Technologies, or the sausage that happens not to be on the slide. As a company, we're the first ones to provide cells to this industry. We create these cells, we create a market, and we will lead the market. We ship our cells in vials this size across the globe, and that comes with the instructions on how to grow them and make meat. We started to commercialize last year, and today we ship our cells across the United Kingdom, the European Union, the Americas, and Asia. And I want to go to the Middle East as well, because I believe that the Middle East can be a leader in this space. Not only is it a strategic fit for this region to become more food independent, I also believe that with your low-cost energy, whether it is fossil fuel today or renewable in the future, you actually have a massive cost advantage over the rest of the world. We are on an incredible journey. We have made great progress today and are having ambitious plans. We invite you to be part of the journey, because with better cells, we can have cultivated meat reach consumer masses faster, improve the sustainability of the food system, and capture that here, right here in the Middle East and in the United Arab Emirates. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name's Ben Turner. I'm the CEO of Origin. And at Origin, we're decarbonising an industry that very few people know about, but contributes a huge amount of carbon dioxide to the global problem. And that is the lime industry. That industry alone is responsible for 400 million tonnes of carbon dioxide emissions, 1% of the global total. And the beauty of lime is it can actually be repurposed for the purposes of carbon dioxide removal. So why do we need to remove carbon dioxide from the air? Well, it's not enough to stop the 40 billion tonnes of carbon dioxide we put into the air each year globally. We actually need to remove the carbon dioxide that is already in the air. The problem with that process, however, is it's very expensive today. And we believe at Origin, that lime is a perfect material for doing so. It is cheap, it is robust, and it is scalable. But the problem with lime today is that for every tonne of lime produced, a tonne of carbon dioxide is emitted into the atmosphere. And that rather renders the use of conventionally produced lime completely ineffective for CO2 removal. So we need a process to make lime with zero carbon emissions, a process that we call zero carbon lime. And this is what we're doing. So we're not just talking about it, we are actually building it. Picture on the left is our pilot plant in the Humber region in the UK. It'll be the world's first zero carbon lime to be produced. In about 8 weeks' time, it's actually the culmination of 9 years' worth of work, we'll be producing that zero carbon lime. And why is that important? Well, it's important for 3 real reasons. First up, it makes this industry zero carbon, avoiding those 400 million tonnes of emissions. Secondly, this is scalable, ready for deployment now. And actually, and most importantly, this opens up a huge range of opportunities in climate-related applications. I'm talking direct air capture, removing CO2 from the air. I'm talking about cements, sustainable building materials. I'm talking about point source capture, capturing CO2 from the emissions of chemical industry, oil and gas, various other industries. I'm also talking about ocean liming, which if there's any questions about afterwards, we can talk about. But from a commercial perspective, we're focused on decarbonising a sector, the lime industry, and leveraging that capability to deploy into those markets. The size of this opportunity is humongous. And if I can get the slide, there we go. So the lime industry alone is a $6.5 billion revenue opportunity. That's what we're going after today. But carbon dioxide removal itself is gigantic. We need to remove 1 trillion tonnes of CO2 from the air. This is the next $1 trillion industry. From a team perspective, we have got some of the best minds working on this. We have experts in combustion technology, lime kiln technology, CO2 removal technology. We have oil and gas veterans who are experts in carbon dioxide storage. And we have deployment experts like our CTO who've worked in industries like nuclear, deploying this at billion-dollar scale. Why is this relevant to this region, the UAE in particular? First up, CO2 removal is a necessary must to achieve net zero. Secondly, the resources to make this work are abundant in the UAE, Saudi Arabia, the Middle East generally. They are natural gas, limestone, and carbon dioxide storage, And the final point here is financial opportunity is massive. It's not just about decarbonising a relatively small industry today. It's about solving the problem of climate change and the climate issues of CO2. The opportunity is humongous. And why is this important now? So we've just raised about $10 million, but we're looking to raise about $25 to $50 million later this year to take our technology to the next scale. We've got a really important early mover advantage here. We're working with an industry already. We're partnering with that industry. We know how to store carbon dioxide. That provides us with a clear route to revenue. And as I mentioned previously, the use of lime in climate-related applications is a huge opportunity. Well, thank you very much.